Hey, what's going on, guys? This is my review of the silver dial Rolex Oyster Perpetual in the 36mm model. Now, if you're a reference number person, this is going to be the 126000. Now, for this watch, I picked it up back in May of 2022, and I just wanted to share my overall thoughts and experience with wearing it for the past 3 years, just in case there's anyone on the fence of getting one and wants to know how it's held up. I'm going to try to keep this review pretty short, so feel free to leave me any questions you might have in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So let's jump right into things, and we'll start off by going into the specs of the watch. Starting with the exterior first. Now, as mentioned earlier, this is going to be in the case size of 36 millimeters. That was honestly a huge reason for my purchase, as I do have some pretty small wrists measuring in at about 6¼ inches in circumference, so I just found this to be the perfect size for me. In terms of the bracelet itself, as you'll see, we have it in the standard oyster steel bracelet. It's got a sapphire crystal case and a smooth bezel, so really just the standard configuration here. On the right hand side, as you'll see, we have the screw down crown to help with water resistance, which the watch has up to 100 meters of. In terms of the interior now, it has a self-winding automatic movement, of course. It's got the in-house caliber 3230, and it has a total power reserve of 70 hours. Now, jumping into why I chose this watch in particular, in terms of picking the silver dial itself, I just liked how understated the silver color was, alongside the subtle gold accents of the hour markers, and the hands as well. And as you'll see in the light, it's also got a very nice sunburst effect to it, which I absolutely love. Now, there's some really great dial variations of the OP, like the turquoise blue, or the Tiffany blue as some call it. There's the candy pink, and both are much tougher to get a hold of, especially at retail, but they do look very nice if you prefer a more modern pop of color. And of course, with the recent Watches and Wonder releases for 2025, Rolex also came out with the pistachio green, a light purple, and a beige style version of the OP. Personally, if I were to ever get another one of the Oyster Perpetuals, I'd probably go for the pistachio green. I've been able to see it in person, and that thing is very nice. For me though, I again just felt like the silver Oyster Perpetual design in particular just wasn't very blingy. It just matches my aesthetic more, and outside of just general watch enthusiasts, I didn't feel like this watch model really screamed Rolex, so it tends to go under the radar a lot, which I personally liked. Now, in terms of the OP, it does come in a total of 5 different sizes at the moment. So there is the 28 millimeter, 31, 34, 36, and a 41 millimeter. And as mentioned earlier, I just really enjoyed the 36 millimeter look for me in particular, which is why I knew this was the right size for me. All right, so on to my experience with wearing this for the last few years. To start, I'll share some background on how I wear it to give a bit of context on what it goes through on a day-to-day basis, so you can kind of compare and contrast to your kind of daily wear. For the most part, this is my daily driver. The only other major timepiece that I have is the Omega Seamaster No Time to Die edition, and I love that watch. It's a very sentimental piece to me, but I personally find the Oyster Steel bracelet to be far more comfortable for long-term wear, especially throughout the day and really just regardless of what I'm doing. So whether I'm being active or simply desk diving so I can fund this very expensive hobby, this watch has always been very comfortable. In terms of activity, over the past years, I've taken this watch swimming in the ocean a few times. I've taken it during my travels, and honestly even worked out with it on here and there. And as you can see, it's held up really well. There are some scratches on the bracelet and the clasp, of course, which you can see here a bit in the lights. But yeah, honestly, I just think it looks a bit better beat up. I haven't polished it. I haven't taken it in for servicing or anything like that. So this is honestly just how it's looked after 3 years of consistent wear. Okay, so to wrap things up, I'd say that for the last 3 years, this watch has held up really well, as you can see. Again, it goes with any kind of outfit and any kind of activity that I may have going on. So it's a really solid watch, and it's also just very understated. So I don't worry about this being overly flashy, especially during traveling, for example. If you are on the fence, I don't think you'd have any remorse in picking this up if you can get it at retail or even at a fair deal in the used marketplace. But again, if you do have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments and I'll try to respond when I can. Thanks, guys.